President Motsepe, my foot. Yes. Hey yo, what's going on, folks? This is the one and only AS African Siri, the man of the people, for the people, by the people, and my magic lies in my people ties. There's nothing that I understand more than humor. Their stories are now my stories. If you're funny, I will find you. So yeah, folks, here's the thing. There's this avalanche of insanity that is one for history books. I mean, you'll be tickled when you hear this. Patrice Motsepe now, okay, apparently wants to become allegedly wants to become the president of South Africa. I mean, yeah, whether this is true or not, who the hell knows? But I mean, okay, there's this current trend after, you know, the big guy in the mega guy, President Donald J. Trump. It's this thing of big business people going into politics and then being influential and being the head of states and so on and so forth with no political literature, political philosophy or anything. I don't understand, but in politics there has to be something like a track record or something of that sort. Okay, now Patrice Motsepe. Okay, let's imagine Patrice Motsepe as a president of the Republic of South Africa. Okay, I think it's going to be something like Motsepe country or Motsepe republic, because everything in South Africa now is just Motsepe. Okay, Motsepe Sundowns football, Motsepe division, Motsepe foundation, Motsepe prayer, what gathering day, Motsepe Republic of Azania or Motsepe Republic of South Africa. Everything is just being, I don't know, I should say clouded by Motsepe's name because of the brand. But here's the thing, politics is not a walk in the park, because you know, you have to consider things like you have to now be transparent about how you got your wealth, how you became rich, you know, how you. So yeah, man, even if you recall vividly, if your memory serves you well and doesn't cascade into obliviousness, yeah, if you recall, you know, during the Sierra 17 campaign, we were sold this guy, man, this Father Christmas guy, this saint. He looked like a virgin, by the way. Yeah, man, he was so innocent, and you know, he had media, he had PR, he had you know, politics, you know, he had everything. And we saw this idea that no, this is the guy who's supposed to save, you know, the sinking ship. You know, South Africa is sinking. We need Cyril Ramaphosa. I mean, Cyril Ramaphosa. You were sold to us, despite being the biggest scam ever in the history of scams. But he was sold to us as you know, this guy who's a millionaire. No, not a millionaire, but a billionaire. This guy was a businessman. This guy was a McDonald's, you know, franchisee, not someone who buys McDonald's. No, McDonald's franchisee from the United States of America. You know what I mean? So, but it turned out, you know, it was not the case, man. It was something else. We've been sold, you know, a product that we don't have much information about, because he went on to disappoint almost everyone in the country by, you know, he was found with dollars. I mean, for instance, found with dollars inside the couch. Can you imagine? That's outrageous. He was found with dollars, sitting on the dollars, and then bingo, he was found and he couldn't breathe with his big nose. Everybody was like, yo, Cyril, what's going on? What's happening? And then he had to account, where does the dollars come from? And then, yeah, and then now everybody's like, we thought, you know, he was a legitimate businessman who was supposed to help the country to move forward. Yeah, but if there is going to be any President Motsepe, I don't want to say God forbid, I'm saying God willing or whatever, inshallah, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, if there is going to be anybody of that sort, but yo, folks, Patrice Motsepe is supposed to be making presidents, not becoming a president. Why? Because he's a billionaire, and yeah, he doesn't have any presidential values or, you know, norms or anything of that sort. Because in presidency, we're not talking about BEE. We're talking about running the people. It's about the people, you know. The term politics comes from politico. It's a Greek term. It means we are sending people to go and represent people. You know what I mean? So Patrice Motsepe, I don't know. Patrice Motsepe for president. No, president of Sundowns, yes. President of CAF, yes. President of the Republic of South Africa. I don't know. I really don't know, folks. I don't know, folks. Yo, folks, 9 years later, with President Cyril Ramaphosa, we're still, turning the tide. We're still turning around the corner. He still calls everyone fellow South Africans with his polite voice. Nobody knows what he's doing. He doesn't speak to the media. No one is interviewing him. No one is questioning his orders. He's just running the country and enjoying himself. Himself alone. Okay, his confidants, his constituencies, and his comrades, having the best time of their lives. And but yeah, man, the so-called businessmen, in most cases, they're running many countries down the drain, and while enriching themselves and putting money in the couches. They're putting money in the couches, and oftentimes selling people the conspiracy of they're coming from business. They're well versed in terms of media. They're well versed in politics. But to this day, almost a decade, after the so-called new dawn, the taps are not going through, electricity is not going through sometimes, crime is skyrocketed, unemployed is skyrocketed. He doesn't give a damn. Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa doesn't give a damn, man. Doesn't care about anything except for maybe other things such as buffaloes, trading of buffaloes and cows. That is where his personal taste and preference lies. Until then, he's a man enjoying himself and enjoying himself and wealth, and he's got the product. You know what I mean? He's got the product. He's the president, but President Motsepe. President Patrice Motsepe. Woman. Yeah, if Patrice Motsepe becomes a president, then you'll have to vote for African Siri. Next elections, African Siri is going to be running because everyone can take over this thing called South Africa.